Folks, I am very confident that within the next day or two, we will be receiving the information regarding the next pair of EZAs to drop on Global and JP for Golden Week. And I still feel that it is going to be the LR AGL Gohan and the LR Int Perfect Cell. In this video, we are going to be speculating as to why I feel that way and why I think it's going to be happening so soon. So with that said, let's jump in. Once again, folks, reminder, this is a speculation video. So if you guys agree or disagree with my thoughts, or if you have any of your own in terms of theories, let me know in the comments down below. I'm going to jump straight into the point. Why do I think that we're going to be getting an announcement for a dual EZA? It's very simple. If we look at the dates right here, the stone sales is our first possible red flag. The end date for the stone sales is on the 10th of May, which is a Tuesday, which is tonight at 21:59 PST. So later on tonight, we could be receiving a new set of stone sales, or we could be getting something else entirely, perhaps a banner. Maybe with the banner, we get some additional stone sales. We'll have to wait and see. This is one possible date that we could be looking out for. But the one that I'm more confident about as far as the actual announcement for an LR EZA and perhaps the actual EZA event itself can be seen here under the mysterious ritual Kai summons. As you can tell, the 27th is when it starts and when it ends is the 30th. However, there's this weird little start and stop situation that goes on in the middle. So from the 27th until the 11th of May at 22:29 PST, the banners go on to summon for Kais. But then for one minute, they stop. And then for that 1 minute, it then resumes on the 11th of May at 22:30 until the rest of the month, spanning the entirety of the Dual Dokkan Festival banners. Now, you would think that this would just stay as one singular date from the 27th to the 30th, but the fact that there's a small hiccup here tells me that there's going to be something happening at this time slot. I don't think that this is going to be happening for as far as an LR Part 2. I do not think that's going to be happening here, because I think that we are still too far out from the LR Part 2 being revealed and ultimately dropped on JP and Global. Because if we took a look at last year, it played out where about a week later we actually received the LR. Super 17 released on the 20th in most parts of the world and on JP, and that is roughly where we can expect to see the Part 2 LR this year. What that's going to be, we still have no idea. This unit was announced about a day and a half before it actually released, and it was done so via a Dokkan Now presentation. In fact, it was actually kind of funny because it released about an hour or so before the Dokkan Now video premiere was supposed to drop on Global to tell us that it's Super 17. So in that same light, something similar could be happening this year. Only this year, I have a feeling we're not going to be getting a Dokkan Now. I don't think they're going to be doing Dokkan Nows anymore. I think they're probably going to drop more Twitter videos and global Dokkan producer letters. It might still be called Dokkan Nows, but it's not going to be things that they premiere on YouTube per se. We'll have to wait and see, but that's besides the point. Since Part 2 is still about a week and a half away, it can't possibly be Part 2. It would have to be something substantial that happens in between. The only other event that could cause a banner to release and therefore ultimately cause the mysterious Kai ritual summons momentum to be interrupted could be EZA banners, which is why Dual Dokkan Festival EZA banners releasing at that time would make a lot of sense. This is exactly how it played out last year. On the 12th of May, which was a Wednesday last year at 22:30, that is when we received the release of these two banners for the Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. Since last year's 2021, the 12th of May was actually a Wednesday. This year, the 12th of May will be a Thursday. So either tomorrow night, which is Wednesday, or Thursday, which is the 12th, we could be receiving a similar sort of announcement on Global and JP. Another clue, if we look at the Dokkan Twitter, on the 11th of last year at 1 a.m., that is when we received word from JP Dokkan's Twitter that Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta would be getting their EZAs. Tonight is going to be the 10th late night, but then going into the new day, that is going to be the 11th. So on the 11th at 1 a.m., that could very well happen again this year, or it could happen tomorrow at 1 a.m. So it could end up being 1 a.m. May 11th or 1 a.m. May 12th. Either way, one of those two dates will be the time that we find out what the dual EZAs are going to be. Now, why I think that this is going to be Gohan and Cell, it's simple. If we look at last year, the destined rival combination of Goku and Vegeta, it made sense, right? You know, Goku and Vegeta in the GT context, it's a correlation between, you know, these units and the Dual Dokkan Festival releases that we had that same year, or not that same year, that same campaign. So since this year, the Android Cell Saga is the theme, what could a corresponding Goku Vegeta duo be that could give us a destined rivals continuation? The unfortunate answer, folks, is that there is no Goku and Vegeta duo that correspond to one another in the Android Cell Saga category. It's in fact for this very reason that I was under the assumption that the celebration theme for this Golden Week was actually going to be Resurrection F and not the Android Cell Saga, because there actually is a Goku Blue and a Vegeta Blue that is built exactly the same. So I thought that those guys would be receiving EZAs and not anything here. But since we don't have a Goku Vegeta, what is the next best thing in terms of hype, in terms of a duo, one being the antithesis of the other? Gohan, Cell. Two units that released at the same time during the 250 million download celebration. It makes perfect sense that these guys come back full circle and receive their EZAs on the exact same date, just like they were released on the exact same date on the 29th of August 2019. This would also allow for this LR Perfect Cell to be the perfect link buddy with the AGL Dokkan Festival Cell, because as you guys might have seen in my showcases, it is kind of a nightmare putting together a solid slot 1 unit for the Imperfect Cell while also trying to prioritize getting links and synergy going. So with this cell, if this were to receive an EZA, that would actually make for a very good slot 1 and ultimately the perfect insurance policy, because if you fall below 30%, this guy can instantly heal you. So for the last part of this video, I'm going to quickly go over my potential thoughts on the EZA builds. Feel free to share your own in the comments. You guys are way more creative than I am, so your guys' word will be a lot better than mine. But let me just give you mine anyway. So for the category lead, this is the only one that I can't really put my finger on as far as what this could end up being. Kamehameha, could it end up being key plus 3 180% or 170%? Either way, it's going to be hype. I think it's going to be 180%. I think it's going to be 180%. I'm just going to go out on a limb and make a very unusual prediction. I'm going to say that Kamehameha becomes 180%, and I'm going to say that the Perfect Cell will become a key plus 4 170% across the board. I think that this is going to remain at 170%. This one will go up to 180% at the cost of 1 key. That's just my own thought. Now for the super attack, I'm going to say raises attack and defense, causes colossal. For the ultra super, I'm going to say greatly raises defense and raises attack, causes mega colossal. And then for the passive, simply boosting the stats. This is going to go from like 100 to like 158, maybe 200%. And then for the additional, they'll probably bump this up to like attack and defense plus 100%. Maybe this will be like 150. So 150 plus another 100% here. That's, I think that's a pretty good boost. And then for the Super Saiyan 2 transformation, now they are not going to be removing the Android 16 condition. Existing androids as a category, ally, or enemy will also be there. The only thing that could possibly change would be the health condition or the turn restriction. Either one, I'm inclined to think it's probably going to be the turn restriction. They'll probably change this to maybe like the 4th or 3rd turn. They could very well just not even change this at all. I would not be surprised if they don't. If you guys recall, during the 7-year anniversary for JP, the year 3 LR's active skill or their transformation conditions didn't change. They still have to transform via Patara Fusion or Fusion Dance after 6 turns. So they could very well just ignore this. But if they do or don't, we'll still have to wait and see what the end result looks like. Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, I'm going to say that his super attack becomes greatly raising attack and defense, causing mega colossal. And then for the 18 key, I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say massively raising attack and defense for 1 turn, causing mega colossal damage to the enemy. That might be overkill, but I think that it is warranted given what we have now out in Dokkan. Plus, these units are dropping for the first time on JP. It has to be competing with the previous LR EZAs that JP has been receiving during this time. So I think that that is totally warranted to give a massive increase. Now for the passive here, I'm going to say maybe attack plus 30%, defense plus 10% per key sphere obtained, key plus 1, yada yada yada. That's not going to change. If anything, something else will probably be added, maybe like a new mechanic. And then also the attack plus 59%, maybe they could change that to like 159%, maybe 158%, something like that, to sort of, add a little bit more meat to this unit in terms of his transformation. If this guy's going to transform to Super Saiyan 2, it's got to be worth it. I'm telling you, it's got to be worth it, because why else would you put yourself through such excruciating pain to trigger such a rare transformation? It's got to be good. So that is my build for the Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Let me know in the comments if you guys agree or disagree, or if I'm completely off, let me know anyway. Now let's talk about the Perfect Cell as the last part of this video. Android Cell Saga key plus for 170%, raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes colossal damage to the enemy, and then greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes mega colossal damage to the enemy. Why? Because this is literally how the Dokkan Festival Cell works. This is the perfect way to sort of kind of call back to that, have these units run together, both temporarily stacking. I think that would be great. Now for the passive, I have one little creative add-on that I would like to mention here, which we'll get to. Attack and defense plus maybe, I don't know, 150%, 180%, raises defense by up to 100%. The more HP remaining, the greater the defense boost. Plus ki +1 and attack plus 20%. Maybe make that 25. And then also reduces damage received by 5 or 10% per existing enemy. I think that this is a great thing to include because, as I've mentioned in my showcases, finding a slot 1 for Imperfect Cell is a nightmare. In his imperfect state, in his semi-perfect state, and in his perfect state, finding a slot 1 is an absolute nightmare. It is less important to have one when he is fully transformed because he has a built-in 35% chance to dodge. But until that point, we need to have a reliable unit that actually has some nice synergy. Super 17 just ain't gonna cut it if you want to get all those links activated. Since this guy is one of the best possible link buddies to bring with that Dokkan Festival Cell, I think it would be nice to have this unit also have some sort of damage reduction, especially since we're not getting any sort of extra defense here in terms of this part of the passive. So I think a damage reduction of maybe like 5%, 10% would be nice. I think that would actually make a tremendous difference and actually boost the value of this unit in terms of his untransformed form. When he transforms, evolves when HP is 30% or less, we can maybe bump this up to like 35% or 40 at most. When he goes into super perfect, it's going to be simple. Raising attack and defense for 1 turn, causing colossal. Raising attack and greatly raising attack and defense, causing mega colossal. Or in fact, you know what we could do? Greatly raise attack and defense for 1 turn, cause colossal for the regular super, and then massively raise attack and defense for 1 turn and cause mega colossal damage to the enemy and lower attack and defense. I think that's fair. Fully recovers HP, ki +4 plus an additional attack and defense plus 180% or 200%. Attack and defense plus 20. No, I'm gonna say 180. Attack and defense plus 30% when attacking with 4 or more key spheres, plus an additional attack and defense plus 30% with 6 or more key spheres obtained, and an additional attack plus 30% when 8 or more key spheres are obtained. Very simple, just bumping everything up by a little bit. And then for the active skills, Solar Kamehameha, maybe they could reduce this to the second turn of after evolution, and then for the super or for the animation itself, the active skill, massively raising attack temporarily, cause ultimate damage. Maybe even don't even change this at all, just make it a guaranteed critical hit or something like that, just so it kind of calls back to the power weighted form of the Dokkan Festival AGL cell. That could be cool. Greatly raise attack temporarily, guarantees a critical hit, causes ultimate damage, and massively lowers defense. That's pretty broken, but again, I say it again, this game has already power crept past what we've known as the meta, so why not just go crazy with it? So, and there you have it, folks. That is my overall thoughts on the units EZAs. That is my theory on why these units will be receiving their EZA announcement in the next day or two, and I am sticking with it until the very end, folks. Why? Because I can. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let me know in the comments why you think I am right or wrong. Let me know if you guys have anything more to add, any theories of your own as far as EZAs and their builds. Let me know all of that in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.